off the shore of New Jersey, there's a little strip of land, an island, called Long Beach Island. Now, Long Beach Island is this sort of touristy place with lots of little towns with cute names like Love Ladies or Ship Bottom or Surf City. Lots of little restaurants, lots of little shops, and nice sandy beaches. Now, those beaches are a wonderful place to get away for the day. Build sandcastles, go play in the water. But at night, it's another story. It's a story that starts long ago in the days of piracy. Now, these weren't normal pirates, as you'd imagine. These were pirates that were known as wreckers. These pirates never left shore. Basically, what they would do is wait for a shipwreck. And when the ship's wrecked, they'd steal whatever washed into shore. Sometimes it would be cargo. Sometimes it would be the things off the dead bodies of the passengers and sailors who were sailing along. And they weren't too picky, and they weren't easily swayed. If they couldn't get a ring off of a sailor's finger because the fingers were a little bit bloated or the ring was a little bit tight, well, a knife could take care of that. Sometimes they didn't even wait for shipwrecks. You see, the ships like to stay close to shore to cut down on time in the shipping lanes. So, what the wreckers would do is they'd take a strong lantern, they'd hang it from the neck of a horse or a donkey, and they'd walk it along the coast near the rocky shoals. Ships would see that, think, well, that's another ship close to the shore. I can go in closer. But they'd go in and they'd soon realize that that was not another ship, and they could not get in closer, and those rocky shoals were coming up on them, and they'd crash and wreck, and they'd be prey for the wreckers. Now, it so happened that one band of wreckers had a leader who had a beautiful daughter. And she was engaged in the family business as well. She followed her father's orders somewhat blindly. Now, all the other men in the band loved this girl. And they tried to make time with her, but she'd always brush them off. Now, so happened that one night they went out to ply their trade. They brought out the lantern, they hung it up, the ships were coming in. The ship, they saw a big ship, big cargo ship, sailing in. And it saw the light, and it started sailing in closer and closer. What should it do but it struck the shoals, huge hole was punched through the hull of the ship, took on water, and the thing crashed into the sea. And then they just waited for what came in. And they walked along the beach, along the shores, near the rocks. They took crates of cargo. They went to the bodies, and they empty their pockets. They take off all their jewelry. Now, they're all going about doing this, when suddenly, what should they hear but a woman screaming? The leader of the band runs over. He sees his daughter. She's screaming and crying, hunched over this body. Just, She tries to ask her, what's wrong? And she indicates the body on the ground. She points to the man who was washed up on the shore. He reaches down and he rolls it over. And he recognizes this man as a man from around the town. he tries to get her to explain, and through her sobs, she explains that this man was her lover, who she had taken in secret. That he had went away overseas, and she thought she wouldn't see him again, and now here he was, cold and dead, the product of their own handiwork. She was inconsolable after that. She would constantly cry and sob. First her heart broke, then her mind. She didn't know where she was. She'd ask when her lover was coming back. She'd walk on the widow's walk, just gazing out at the sea, lost to the world. And finally, her body broke down, and she died. Her spirit, though, did not go away. They say that she still walks the beaches along Long Beach Island at night, sobbing over her lost love. Sobbing and crying and wishing for some sort of redemption and to see him again, but it won't come. If you're walking along those beaches at night and you hear a sobbing sound, like a woman crying, it might not be the wind and the waves playing tricks on your ears. It might be the Sobbing Ghost of Long Beach Island.